The Bible isn't four different lessons pulling in four different directions. It's one story told through different voices over time to different people. And it only sounds divided when we keep reading it in pieces. See, Genesis isn't about fruit. Gethsemane isn't about fear. Paul's not against obedience, and James, he was never against grace. They're all talking about the same thing. The weight humanity picked up when we stopped trusting God to define reality and decided we would. See, that's what Eden really was. A son was given a home and reached for a throne. And the moment he did, humanity became something it was never designed to be. Its own judge. See, that's why we're tired. It's not because we have jobs or life is hard. We're not tired because of families or responsibilities. We're tired because we've been trying to carry the role of God without the nature of God. We've been trying to define ourselves, to justify ourselves, to prove, protect, and defend ourselves, and call the performance strength. So the weight became normal. We learned how to survive under it. We learned how to smile under it. And we called it life. But God never called it life. He called it death. Not because you stop breathing immediately, but because the moment you take that burden into your own hands, something in you begins to die. Your peace, your joy, your rest, it dies. And the human soul becomes a courtroom. You're always defending, always explaining, always reaching for another fig leaf. And see, this is why the world is so loud. Because when people are trying to be their own God, they can't afford silence. Because silence feels like exposure. So we fill our lives with noise, with movement, with proving and control, because we're terrified of being found out. But God didn't leave us there. He didn't send a philosophy. He didn't send a list. He sent his son. And the son walked into the same human condition that began in Eden. But he didn't live like Adam. He was given hunger and refused to reach. He stood in wilderness and still trusted the Father's heart. And you start realizing that there's something about Jesus. He wasn't just living a moral life. He was showing humanity what it looks like to be a son again. To live without grasping, to live without proving, because the true opposite of sin isn't good behavior. It's trust. And that's why the story brings us back to a garden, the place where the weight reaches its peak. Because by then the cup is full. It's full of everything humanity has become under self-rule, pride and shame, violence and fear, blame and betrayal. It's full of every time we said, I got it. I'll handle it. I can do this on my own. That cup is full of the weight of a world that stopped being a child. And the Son of God kneels down under the pressure of it and he tells the truth. If it's possible, let this cup pass. And you see, that's not weakness. That's honesty. But then he surrenders. Not my will, but yours. And that's the sound of the weight being returned. And from that moment, the path is set. Jesus walks towards the cross. And now Paul and James make sense. Because even after Jesus makes the way, people will still try to twist it. Some will hear grace and turn it into an excuse to stay the same, as if belief is the finish line. And James stands inside the room and says, if you're really in here, you move. Because living faith doesn't just die on your tongue. It enters your body. It changes the work of your hands. It changes the tempo of your time. It claims your heart, not because you're earning salvation, but because salvation is alive. And then others will hear obedience and turn it into a barrier. You can't come in until you fix this and stop doing that and prove yourself. And Paul stands at the door and says, the door was never locked. You don't come in clean. You come in willing. So now the whole story comes together. Eden is the beginning of the weight. Jesus is the one who carries it. Paul is the God who keeps the door open. And James is the God who keeps the room honest. And all of it points to one truth. The room was always for rest. Not rest as a nap. Rest as in you finally stop being your own God. Rest as in you stop trying to justify yourself. Rest as in you stop sitting in a courtroom with your own soul on trial. Because the reason you're exhausted isn't that life is too heavy. It's that you've been trying to carry it alone. And here's the good news. You don't have to carry the weight anymore. You don't have to define yourself anymore. The Son carried it, and the Father offers relationship. The door is open in the room. The room is real. And inside, the music is playing, but not the music of hype. The music of peace. The music of mercy. The music of grace that doesn't just forgive you, it restores you. So the invitation isn't try harder. No, the invitation isn't do better. The invitation is come home. Come in if you've been standing outside convinced you don't belong. And if you've already come in, stop standing still like a spectator. Let grace move you. Let mercy move you. Let forgiveness and compassion move you. Because when you finally stop carrying the weight, your life starts to look a little lighter. Not perfect, but lighter. And you won't have to announce it, because people will see it. They'll see it in the way you love. They'll see it in the posture of your soul. Or when healing becomes the louder calling and you stop chasing a wound that was never meant to be. Because when you're not your own God anymore, you're free to be human again. So wherever you are, outside the door, inside the room, or standing between your own two gardens, here's the truth you can take with you. The throne is too heavy, but the Father's still calling, and the Son has already made a way home. Now come in. You come in and move with the freedom of zero gravity. The weight is lifted, and you can be a child again.